Why, hello. This is Charles, Chuck Charlie Chaz from CGM3 Productions, or as you may know, Chuck Martin. How are you? On this really beautiful day in the Catskills. Yes, we're actually changed locations because something good that came up. Glad I could actually do it in my humble abodes here in, a beautiful room. And, it's very, 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 very cool. So we finally changed space a little bit. I normally would actually do it out in the living room, but we're in another undisclosed location in the apartment. So I'm resting comfortably. And oh, yeah, I got a pillow next to me. So, all right, it's my bedroom. But this is absolutely amazing. And yeah, I'm a little tired today. Obviously, you may know it was my 27th round last week. And today was basically between shots and blood work and just feeling like, just everything's so dragging on. Well, it's because they did like two separate things of blood work. And this is like the 64th entry. So, this is all happening. So, first of all, I want to thank definitely the New York Cancer and Blood Center, great angels, and this is right before Mother's Day, and they are very, very dedicated in what they do. Also, to a very hardworking core of nurses that take care of, anyone that's in a predicament like myself, that has pancreatic cancer and liver cancer stage 4, metastatic wise. So, in many ways, I'm grateful for the improving news. Um, the improving news is right now, and obviously, again, this is like the definitely the 64th, 65th entry, and on the 30, like I said, on the 27th, on the bye week, and it's absolutely amazing with the care, with the everything going on. I had a very limited uh, chemotherapy session last week, which was absolutely fantastic. I'm still taking water pills because of the situation with my cirrhosis, and then we got to talk to a few things. Now, about a few weeks ago, I had my yearly physical, which I did pass, which was amazing. But we went even a little bit deeper. So I talked to my primary care physician, Dr. Morcos, who is over at Garnett in Monticello. Fantastic, fantastic crew, by the way. And always putting on smiles and giving me the heads up and whatnot. So, height and weight, the weight could be a little bit better, but I gained a few pounds. Yes, I finally gained a few pounds, especially, with the medication and the protein and, different things you have to watch. So that's where we're at right now. As a matter of fact, today is, May 5th, as this was being recorded. I actually had a mini Cinco de Mayo lunch today. So it was absolutely amazing. It's the taco salad, which they did an amazing job over Jeff Steiner and the crew, the amazing cooks. They took everything out. Now I'm not too crazy. I like chili with it, but I was more or less having grilled chicken, having like the tomato in there, the avocado, and obviously a big, big, bowl, tortilla bowl, which was absolutely amazing. And they had these guac and chips. Guacamole was out of this world. So I actually treated myself. Actually, it felt pretty good, but it was more or less I had to continue on with the protein. So anyway, when I was talking to Dr. Morcos, I said, you know, I was really, really thinking about what can I improve at my area. Should I get any more shots? Should I get any more like updated immunization? Like last year was my tetanus. This year is definitely pneumonia. Now, most of these cases when you get out of chemo, and I'm thinking positively, I'm thinking ahead, and as a cautious optimist, let's say I get out of chemo in a hypothetical situation. Okay, let's say I get done with chemo. I had all these sessions done, rang the bell, the full 9 yards. But I know it's going to be like a little bit more for the yard. So I was thinking, what type of immunization do I have to re-update again? And said, by all means, we did nail this on top. Pneumonia, the pneumonia shot, in which I could feel I could feel the effects a little bit. Like the runny nose. I guess it's the strand. It's like building up my immune system again, and that's really, really what I need to do is build up the immune system, because there's other shots that I have to probably do every like month or maybe 2 months. We'll see. Um, I have a lot of questions about it, but we're gonna take it step by step, and we're gonna do what we're gonna do. So, but I'm doing okay, thank goodness, and get to see some great people along the way. In fact, that's going to be part two of an amazing weekend, which I was totally blessed to go to. Oh my gosh! And even though the weather was a little bit, antsy and whatnot, but it was a little bit chilly. You could feel it on your fingers, the neuropathy on your fingers and everything else. But I braved the cold, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So I'm just gonna right now, updated number. This is my 27th round, my 27th bye week. Now next week is going to be number 28, and obviously this week was like a very limited doctor's appointment yesterday and today. I'm going to be resting up for the entire week. Hopefully, maybe get a little bit more sleep in, maybe get a little bit more, more rest, and just doing a little bit more. What else I can do with, this awesome thing? And you know what? With the followers and what I let them know, I want to thank each and every one of you that have seen my video, passed it along to the friends, shared it, on whatever platform you use, and there's a couple of people that come to mind. So, I really appreciate that a lot, and I thank you for that. So anyway, this is like really kind of tying up at the end, and keep this in mind. Obviously, I just noticed on the Cinema Now, page, on another social media platform. Today's the anniversary of Gladiator. Now, one of my all-time favorite lines from Gladiator is brothers, and I'm including sisters now. In what we do in life echoes in eternity. And then I actually added on, in that life, in that echoes of eternity, we're creating a legacy that's so legendary, and it's so obviously a tribute to every one of us, and me, to you, to my mentors, everything indeed. And always have that smile on. Yes, you may have a tear here and there. You may start crying, and as a matter of fact, I was at a show right after my chemo session, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Got out and see a friend of mine perform, lip syncing, and you know who you are, my dear. Um, I started to, and it was a bingo. It was a bingo session down in Yonkers. Okay, so I'm playing, this. There was a break to perform. They performed, and what really caught me, there was a Dolly Parton number, and the way it was presented was absolutely beautiful. Now, this is the first time in a long time. I think because how was I supposed to react? How was I supposed to take in this information? How was I supposed to, um, comprehend this? You know, take a few steps back, with a smile on my face, sword and shield, and being that warrior, the cancer warrior that I am, And but like a couple weeks ago, I started to cry. It was absolutely amazing. And I think that emotion really, really got me, you know, really, really got me in such a way. My heart was filled with happiness. My heart was filled with the tears of joy and even the bittersweet tears, what I'm going through right now. Bunch of hugs, you know, it made me feel so secure in this battle. And I'm going to start tearing up right now. I just can't believe, I keep looking up there. It's like, why are you doing this to me? Why is this such a challenge? And you got to think it's the Dolly Parton number just really got me going. Thank you, Liam, by the way. Nina, you were there. You know how I felt. And it was just it was just a beautiful number. So anyway, while I wipe my tears out, it's time for everything, right? After, a little over a year of procedures, doctor's advice, the chemo, the shots, and yes, I felt like a pincushion, and it's just the strength within. So that being said, that one line, like I said in Gladiator, brothers and sisters in what we do in life, echoes in eternity. And again, I picked this up along the way. In what we create, our legacy becomes legend. It's a tribute to us, to me, to show you and thank you in gratification. Now, the other terms that I've used, other sayings that I've been doing, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Times may be tough, and whether it could be, what's happening out right now, to the ones that feel the ailments. Don't give up every day. Keep on going, keep on doing, and put it there, and you just have to raise the bar. Raise the bar to the next level. And on that point, at the end, when you get up in the morning, say good morning. You go to yourself, you wake up, say that little extra prayer, give a hug yourself, hug yourself, love yourself. And when you wake up with your eyes open and having that cup of coffee, say that it's a win because you just made it through the night. You accomplished whatever you did yesterday. Here we go with the new day ahead. So, and on that note, by the way, I'm going to leave my list of music at the end because I think it's kind of appropriate and I think it's kind of gives you that, momentum. It's called Surviving Ways. And then obviously the rock side of things, because there's obviously a celebration going on this year, which I'm glad to be a part of. So on that note, you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. And happy Mother's Day, by the way, to all of the great moms out there. So I love you guys. And you know who you are because I actually, you see with this, available time right now, I got to send out Mother's Day cards. And, and I'm blessed to have my older moms and my best friends who are moms becoming, everything in the world. So they're the lights. They're really the sun. They're the beams of sunniness, of happiness, caring, compassion, and everything else. So again, for this week, a very happy Mother's Day and enjoy. Otherwise, this is Chuck Charlie Chaz from CGM3 Productions. Have a great day. Enjoy the week. And let's do this. It's a win. Peace, love, friendship, and we will see you soon.